Last week on the show, we visited the fascinating world of soil science, guided by leading experts who shared invaluable insights.
Biochar is a very useful soil amendment product. We are making the soil suitable for the growth of crops.
Each crop eats differently. Bananas eat differently from coffee, from potatoes, from maize.
Tonight we are coming to you from Chikunyu village in Chikandwa sub-county, Mityana North, where coffee farming takes center stage once again. As Uganda's leading cash crop, coffee plays a significant role in agriculture. And here on Seeds of Gold, we are committed to keeping our farmers informed on the latest techniques to guarantee thriving yields. It's only right that we dive deep into the best practices for cultivating this significant crop. Joining us is Honorable Chiwanda Godfrey Subi to guide us through this enriching journey. Stay tuned for an interesting journey.
It's very important that we get to know coffee from its seed. Mother gardens are not allowed to flower. Once you allow your mother garden to flower, you are destroying the clone.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show, Honorable. And thank you for guiding farmers on the intricacies of coffee farming. Could you share some key insights on what farmers should focus on when growing coffee, particularly the best practices for cultivating coffee clones?
I wanted to treat our people on the clones, different clones of coffee that people plant. I want people to know, because if we're to sustain the quality of coffee, it's very important that we get to know coffee from its seed. A seed is very important in everything that you are going to do. Before you buy seedlings from any nursery operator, ask two things. Ask whether that person has a license of UCDA, first of all. Secondly, ask that person where he or his mother garden is. Because the coffee that you see into the nursery bed must come from a mother garden. And even the mother garden must be organized in such a way that it's organized on clones.
Ever wondered why they often come in pairs or more? Discover the secret behind using multiple clones in a single garden and the hidden benefits this technique offers.
Each clone has specific strength. KR1 might be very good in crop resistant, in coffee wood resistant. KR3 might be very good in your garden in bringing good yields. KR4 could be very good in flowering, helping the others to flower very well. Maybe it could be having a good scent that attracts bees in your garden. So each clone has specific advantages. So the more you plant more clones in your garden, the better for you as a farmer. But if you plant a single clone, you have problems in the future. If you are to do business in agriculture, you must know and choose the right seed. Don't just rush. Now the rain is on, people just rushing. You find on the on the highway, people are selling coffee seedlings. You just rush and buy. 3-4 years down the road, your coffee is not giving you the best yield. In the mother garden, we do more of the root formation. You know, when coffee is still in the mother garden, it needs more rooting. So you use a fertilizer which helps it to develop roots so that it can bring as many shootings as possible where you are going to cut. If you go to the nursery bed, you need a fertilizer that enables this coffee to develop roots in the, you dip in there with some time, then you plant it, because that one induces the root formation in the nursery bed. But then after the nursery bed, if you go to plant into your garden, then you also need a fertilizer that helps you to help this young coffee to develop the roots. Fertilizers like Yala and Microp helps you but you need to apply as little as possible. Don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, it will definitely burn your coffee. Some of you can manage to have organic fertilizers. They are good, like cow dung, like pig droppings, like goat droppings. Those ones helps very well. Our coffee we need to be in the garden actually by 1st October. You must be in the garden now planting. Some of you have not yet planted, so that your coffee can get the October rains, November rains, part of December. January, it will be a bit sickly because of the sun. There you apply fertilizer, foliar fertilizer, like Cafedac of Bukola. Cafedac of Bukola is a foliar fertilizer. You apply it on the leaves. It helps your plant remain strong and be able to resist the dry spell. So, because your coffee will remain green because of Cafedac. Cafedac is sold by our partner Bukola, and it's actually one of the best fertilizers, foliar fertilizers. But on the root formation, we use more of the fertilizer that works into the soil other than on the leaves. So that's what we use as farmers.
Farmers must pay close attention to the care of the mother garden, as it demands a great deal of precision and attention. The Honorable enlightens us further with his expertise on the matter.
Mother gardens are not allowed to flower. Once you allow your mother garden to flower, you are destroying the clone, because through cross-pollination, if the bees fly, say, from KR5 and they also go to KR7, that means you're no longer having pure KR5, because there you will not have a pure clone. Actually, what is happening today, when people don't have a mother garden like this, they go to the coffee garden. When they go to the coffee garden, they plank off those offshoots, the wakatirwa. They come and plant them into the garden, the nursery bed. Now they will tell you that this is KR4. Even if you are very sure that you've cut those very offshoots from that particular KR4, that KR4, as long as it's been in the garden, it's no longer pure KR4, because it's been adulterated by the cross-pollination from maybe one clone to another clone. That's why in a mother garden, we don't allow mother gardens to flower. Once you allow a mother garden to flower, it's no longer a mother garden, it becomes a garden.
Curious about what's happening in the garden? I know you're eager to see how these 1,400 plants are shaping up and what really sets these clones apart. How does the process unfold? Let's take a closer look.
Now, this is what we call KR1. KR1, in my mother garden, it has 6 lines. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it moves all this. It moves from here. This is the whole of this is KR1 up to that side. The whole of it is KR1. When it reaches here at your nail, this coffee, you bend it. Once you bend it here, then it will bring offshoots from here. You bend it from here. Actually, you must be very sure about this particular corner here, because this was the cutting now. This is what we call the cutting. So every good clone that is going to come, it's going to come down here. Now this is going to be bent around January. Around January, we'll be bending it. When you bend it like this, then it brings the offshoots. And those offshoots are the one you use for your nursery bed, as I will show you into the nursery bed. We put this separator that you see of tomatoes and intercropping, basically not to add KR1 cuttings to the KR3. This is KR3. Sure, somebody might ask, why have you jumped KR2? It's very important. I've jumped KR2 because KR2, we've been advised by UCDA that KR2 has issues. So from KR1, I've gone straight to KR3. So KR3 has the same lines: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You come to KR4. This is KR4. KR4, the same thing. We separate, then we keep KR4. And within like, I think by December, you find this coffee almost around here. Then we use a separator. We come to KR5. KR5, the same. The lines are clear. Why? Because once you are bending this coffee, you bend it from the same side, and the sun hits it from the back. And from the back, that's when you can have as many offshoots as possible. When you look at this coffee, this one is, we are almost bending it. We are almost bending it. And as I've told you, from here to here is 3 feet. From here to here is 3 feet. From here to here is 3 feet. It's a 3 by 3 feet. And why? Because we want to maximize the place, have as many seedlings as possible. KR6. For those who are in coffee, they can be able to tell. Some people can be able to tell when they look at the leaves. It's very, for those who are very observant, they can tell the difference between KR6, KR5, 4, 3, 1. Now, lastly, but not least, now where we are is a KR7. And on every line, we made sure on every clone, we have 6 lines.
We are taking a brief commercial break, but when we return...
Did you know that a well-maintained mother garden can be a lasting asset in the coffee value chain? That's right, by simply caring for it, you can enjoy the benefits for years to come, ensuring continuous productivity and sustainability.
No matter garden stays for so long, they can even be here for over 20 years. Because mother gardens don't overgrow, they don't get wilts. Of course, even when they get wilts, they are easy to treat because you don't have a very big garden. They are easy for irrigation, you can even mulch it. And they are also easy to fertilize because they are not as spaced as a coffee garden itself. And it's a very profitable business for those who want to do it as a business. Because each clone, each cutting you see, just a cutting, it's 200 shillings. You can find just one chikolo like this, it has given out 4 shoots. But in those shoots, each one can give you 3 cuttings. But each cutting is 200 shillings. That means that is 600 times 4, just on one. And within no time, it brings the new ones. Yes. So it's also profitable to grow a professional mother garden, even when you don't have a nursery bed. Once this coffee has grown, it will bring out offshoots like these ones. They'll come here. This is what they call cutting. And mark, you must have these markers. So it's cut like this. Osala obuti buno naye ekikoola okisalira wakati so that kisigala kiriisa akati, kisigala it continues feeding this cutting until when it develops its own offshoot. So you divide this leaf by 2. But you cut this one, the branches. For the branches, you remove them all. Like here. But the leaf, you cut it in the middle. Why? The science is that this leaf continues feeding this until when it continues getting the sun, it continues getting the food up until when it can also develop its own. So it goes and now it's like this. At this stage, you must make sure that each cutting that you cut, it has this. In Uganda, you call it a nyingo. So you cut like this. This one may not help you because it's down. So you may not need it. So it goes like this with these 2 leaves. So this is what we call a cutting. People think that coffee is also grafted. Coffee is not grafted. It's just a cut like this. So this cut, you cut another one like this. You also cut another one like this. You cut another one like this. So now, these ones, they are the one you call cuttings. These are cuttings now. So when you hear coffee, cuttings, these are the cuttings. So now these cuttings are taken as you are going to see the nursery bed, you plant them into the polythene. I have an irrigation system that helps me to maintain the water even when it's a sunny season. Because in a mother garden like this, you need it healthy. Toja jirinda eje chovola bantu kati osanze enkuba yakatandika nebufaanana bulungi. Yeah, basically because I made sure that I was irrigating them. This is it's a micro irrigation system. It's not like a dropping, it's not very complicated. You just change that lupira from one point to another. Actually, government gives it out. It's a government program under Ministry of Agriculture, and it was funded, but the farmer co-funds it. It took me like 4.5 million shillings, but the whole system, it's a solar powered thing. You dig your oil. I have my water system. That water is sent to a tank up there. Then from that tank, it comes back up by gravity. So the whole of my garden, at least I have the system. I must have the water point.
We get to understand how best the water system we saw earlier actually works. Honorable?
And we got a Shadoof well, like 100 meters deep here. This water, this rain harvest, but what we use in the irrigation is not the rain harvest. We dug here like 100 feet. Netufuna amazzi. Cut in this 100 feet, then they put pump. It was put here, working on solar. So we put this solar here. This solar, once you press here like this, it lights green. When it's lighting green, now it's pushing water from here to the tank. Yes, it's automatic. It can only work on when there is sun. It has no battery, because I think the innovators think that when there is rain, you don't need to irrigate. So now it can only work when there is the sun. That's why it doesn't have a battery. It's direct. It hits direct, and when it hits direct, it goes to the tank, as I will show you. So it goes there, and it goes to the tank. But you must have a water source. It's the most important thing on this irrigation program. Now this water coming from the water point using solar, that solar pushes it. You push it the highest point of your plot, because you want to use it through gravity system. So we push that water to this area, and here, once you push that water here, then you can hear now it's coming because you put on the button. So this water comes, and this is the tanker that brings the water, the pipe, and this is the tanker that takes it out. So this water tank, you put it at the highest point of your plot or your chibanja in order to be able to serve downwards by gravity system. So that's why you push it from there to here. Otherwise, if I put this tanker there, it would be very difficult for us to irrigate this nursery bed because we would be pushing water up. But now it's easy because it will be here. We can use it here. We can use it in Urusuku. Then downwards, it is easy because we put it at the highest point of the plot. Yeah. So now the water is coming now, as you can hear it.
Be sure to catch the exciting segment where we head to the nursery and explore the main garden as well. You won't want to miss it.
And once you have put fertilizers for the grown coffee like this, you don't put it here. You put it where these branches are. Because we suspect that all the roots now, the longer this offshoots, the longer the root of this coffee.